Well, one way to understand this term soft skills is our ability to work with, you might say, the relational field. It's, again, a slightly different way to talk about moving up the mountain. We today, in our work, often use phrases like relational intelligence, the quality of the relational field. And recently we had a gathering of people involved in a variety of research projects focused in education, but it's just because it's natural to focus on children and understanding of this, but it's really about adults as well as children. And we called it generative fields. How do we understand the quality of the relational field? Human beings always operate in fields. Otto Scharmer, years ago, when he was first developing the Theory U ideas, I remember asking him, well, how do you express this in everyday language? And he said something which was a kind of a classic Otto German phrase. He said, well, it's about transforming the field structure of awareness. And I thought to myself, field structure of awareness? What does that mean? But I think at another level, it's very easy to understand. There is always a social field. Whenever there's two or more people, there's a field. There's a social field. There's a space, a relational space. These are just different ways to kind of point to something, which I think is a very ancient idea. I just think in the modern day world, we tend to forget a little bit. If you think about traditional societies, they sang, they danced, they had their music. These are different ways to focus attention on the relational field or the quality of that field. And that, in a sense, is true of all life. No life ever arises in a vacuum. Living systems are always connected. So this field awareness is another way to talk about systems. The term system is a kind of a modern scientific engineering way to talk about what you might also talk about as fields. Today, when we're trying to kind of advance this as a research topic, we're basically saying that, well, if you look at it from the outside, you see a system. If you look at it from the inside, you experience a field. You step into a team and you can feel the fear sometimes. Nobody is relaxed. Everybody is tense. Everybody's trying to impress the boss, or everybody is afraid of making a mistake. You might say that's a very degenerative field. You step into another team and there's excitement. There's energy. There's light in the room. People are full of energy. They're very comfortable saying something that maybe isn't the best thing they could say, because they're exploring, they're thinking. You walk into one classroom and there's energy. Kids are completely engaged. You walk into a classroom next door and the children are all sitting around, playing on their whatever. They're completely disengaged. So all of these are reflections of the social field. So this term soft skills, I don't really like the term very much, because I think it's kind of almost, historically, it was a disparaging term. There was the hard skills, the technical, are you really smart? Do you understand the situation? The analytic side. And then there was the soft side. It was an almost derogatory term. But I think that's because we didn't really acknowledge how important it was. Today, I think it's being acknowledged for being important. But I think maybe still has a little bit of the heritage or the vestiges of being a derogatory term. So that's why we like this term field awareness. What's the quality of the social field? And then I think it's not a trivial matter at all. Usually really good consultants working with teams usually have terms like, can we build a container? Is this a good container to have really deep conversations? Is there a high level of trust? Can people really speak candidly? Again, can they say things that maybe tomorrow they'll say, well, that was a stupid idea. I don't think I said it very well. I'd rather say it this way now. And that's okay, because they have a strong container that can hold the expressions of the moment. So I think all of these are quite of the soft skills. But I think this term, the quality of the social field, to me, I like because I think it's a more rigorous term. And it can allow us to start to be much more precise and ultimately take more seriously. Are we creating a strong relational field, or are we creating a weak relational field? So I like that language, and I think soft skills is one way to get at that.